drainage design like this, and that covers the design aspect of this stormwater. So you will learn in future how to drain it. That's why I've limited my uh, discussion on drainage just for two basic discussions, and have not focused the design aspects and how to design this. Before I move to ahead to our next topic, uh, I have decided that for midterm, this is your course. So from introduction to the highway drainage, your course content for midterm is from these lectures. Shortly, I will be giving you some assignment that may have a deadline so that you can fully study, fully understood the concept of not only the pavement design, but the simple definitions related to highway drainage. Now, the next topic, airport. As you know, transportation there are different modes of transportation. Highways, railroads, they are land transportation, and then there are airports. They are airborne transportation. Then you will obviously study waterway transportation. So let's discuss about the airport in detail. So what I mean by an airport? An airport is a facility where passengers connect from ground transportation to air transportation. Other people define an airport as a location where aircraft such as airplanes, helicopters take off and land. Aircraft may be stored or maintained at an airport. Airport should have a runway for takeoffs and landings, buildings such as hangars and terminal buildings. An airfield or a runway is an area where an aircraft can land and take off, which may or may not equipped with any navigational aids like marking or all those lights you see in a normal runway. And many grass strips are also designated as airfield, but this is for a smaller aircraft. For now, aircraft for nowadays, you don't have an airfield of a grass strip. This is what I was talking about. All these things are navigational aid, and you can see those lines, the guidance lines, and then there are. This airport are also known as an aerodromes as well. So, a defined area on land or water, including any buildings, solutions, and equipments, intended to be used either wholly or to part of the arrival, departure, and surface mode of the travel. An aircraft can land on water, but obviously we need a special type of aircraft, and that is not a commercial aircraft; it's just a personal aircraft that can land on water. You cannot take risk of landing your whole aircraft on water, especially the commercial flight, because there are many people who flight. This is a very good picture of our Karachi airport. So the first airport was built in 1928 at Croydon near London. It was closed in 1959. Now it is used for amusement purpose, for people visiting and see how it is. Now, what are the major group activities in aviation? Now, so there are regulations, there are air traffic surfaces, there are airlines, obviously, there's an air. These are the airlines generally operate on Pakistan. There is one more, there's Serena, that I have missed out. Serena is the latest addition to our airline. There used to be another airline, AeroAsia, but it has been closed. So right away there are these kind of it. And this is uh, example of other airlines operating world. Cathay Pacific, Australia, Qantas, Canada, there's Korean Airways, there's Malaysian Airways, and there is a British Airways. What are the regulation and policies that dominates, that are prevalent at an airport? All these are the responsibility of ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization. So what does it do? ICAO creates regulations for aviation safety, security, efficiency and regularity, and environmental protection. The organization also regulates operating practices and procedures covering the technical field of aviation. This collection ensures smooth air transportation and border crossing procedures and ensures. So you can ensure full fair opportunity to operate international airlines, promote flight safety and minimize expenses and penalties. This is ATS. With the crash of an unfortunate PIA just recently, this ATS has been highlighted everywhere. So actually, what does an ATS do? Air traffic services help in navigating aircraft while landing, taking off, flying in the air, overflying, and country taxiing on the ground. So this ATS controls every aircraft coming out of, going out of the airport and coming out. They provide a discipline in the air and also on the ground. See? The services are provided by using modern equipment, including radar. Now the general classification of airport. Airport can be classified into three categories: international airport, domestic airport, and regional airports. So we have 12 airports that can be categorized in international airport. Although I would say there are only 5 airports that are truly international airports. Otherwise, the airport that operates in Hajj fly in Pakistan, we call them as international airport. But mainly 4 to 5 airports that actually categorize it. Karachi is one of them. Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, Sialkot. These 4 and maybe Peshawar. What is an international airport? Has direct services to many other airports, handles scheduled commercial airlines for passengers and cargos. There are many airports that are also known as hub and spoke airport. What does that mean? Is that, there is no direct flight. What happens is that one of the aircraft carrier, take example of Emirates Airlines. If you want to go, say, Australia, first this Emirates Airline will take you to Dubai International Airport. And from Dubai International Airport, you will be transported to your destiny or Australia, as I've exampled. Now, what is the advantage? If it would have been, say, direct flight, and say it have passengers maybe lesser than the capacity, it would have a lesser profit ratio. So what happens? What Emirates do? Emirates collect all the passengers for the same destination. People from India, people from Sri Lanka, people from, and then they bring all of them at Dubai International. At Dubai International Airport, all of them are being allowed to sit on airplane going towards the your destination, Australia or wherever. So this is a very profitable airport, but they are very large airport. They carry bulk of passengers. There are many passengers coming into it, and for being a passenger, it's it's an hectic thing, because first shifting to one aircraft, then waiting at the other airport, and then going back to the again, you don't come directly to the home. But for airline industry, they, they have more profit by earning service. So typically, their international airports are equipped with customs and immigration facilities. Such airports are usually larger, feature long runways and facilities to accommodate the larger. Then there are domestic airport. Now, domestic airport is an airport which handles only domestic flights. They do not have customs and immigration facilities like we are going to Lahore, Islamabad, Pindi from Karachi. These are domestic operations. Obviously, they do not entertain any flight from the foreign country. Most of the time, the national flag carrier is the one that have domestic responsibility. These airports normally have short runways which are sufficient to enter short, medium, or sorry about this mismatch. Islamabad is an international airport. It just is just the same of an airplane. This is in Sialkot. Then there is a regional airport, survey traffic within a relatively small or lightly populated geographical areas, does not have customs and immigration facilities, tends to smaller business jets or private aircraft. One example is the airport owned by PPL in Sui. There are other airports as well in which the private businessmen have their own crafts, 2-seater or 4-seater, and they operate it. Now, who owns an airport? Classically, it is the Civil Aviation Authority of any country. We have this we call this as Civil Aviation Authority, and then there are different names of this civil aviation. What does civil aviation do? Civil aviation follows the rule of ICAO, and also within its framework, it also has responsibilities to take care of any matters related to airports within Pakistan. How it is managed, or who are the stakeholders in airport? There are what we call it airport operation services that includes security, fire, rescue, and maintenance. Then there are airport planning and development. This is where the civil engineer and mechanical engineer and urban engineer, they can be employed. And then there is an airport financial revenues, talking about the business, accountants, all other people of these trades comes into this category. So the primary objective, again, to ensure the operational safety and security of the passengers, cargo, and aircraft operations. Now this is the last slide. We call this thing as airport activity. So there are two sides, two main categories of an airport activity at airport. There is an activity called landside activity, and then there is an airside. And in between them, there is a transition. So I start with the landside. For instance, you want to go somewhere outside your city, maybe within the country or outside. What you do? You come either from your own car, park it, or you take a ride from your friend or family members. They drive you near the terminal building. Once you have entered the terminal buildings, you go to different processes: security, baggage checks, boarding card, and then custom facilities. All you do, and once you are over it, you go to your desired designation, to the desired gate, as we say, to to get seated in an aircraft. So this point where you are being translated from terminal building to the aircraft. Now here we can say the transition is changed. Your category will be now, you will categorize as an airside movements. Movement category airside movement. What happens? This aircraft get loaded with cargo and passengers, and it started moving towards the runway. So this portion where aircraft is with parked for being loaded and unloaded, this is known as an apron area. And then connecting a link pavement from an airport, from an apron to the main is known as apron. So what happens is here, aircraft is being towed, and then from its own power, it takes this way. This is called a taxiway, and it enters a one way, and then obviously it flies on it, and it takes the speed and it flies on it. So this activity is an airside activity. Now vice versa. You have come from another airport, from another place, you have landed, and the aircraft will take you to this terminal building. How? Again, by using this taxiway. This taxiway have different configuration. This is an right angle exit taxiway. This is an acute angle taxiway that we will discuss. So what happens now? This aircraft taxiing off, and it will come and stop near the parking building, and from terminal building, the passengers will go into the terminal building, take their baggage. If they are international passengers, they will complete their passport documentations, all of them, and then they will go out of terminal building and they take a ride back to their destination. So once again, the same thing with a different approach. One we called our departure, and the other is called arrival. So what happens? Let's see how you depart. You have come from the local roads, the parking areas, to go into the terminal buildings, and then there's a departure concourse, then to the gates, and from gates, the concourse means the connecting area, to go to the place where you will sit and wait for your aircraft to get ready. Then you will use the gate, go to the apron, Either directly you enter from airport, you may directly enter into the airplane, or you be taken from the gate, you be taken from some bus service to the your desired aircraft, and then the place where the aircraft has been waiting is called apron, and then from apron to taxiway and runway, and you can see the mirror image on the other side. So this is what the main flow chart of buildings of an airport. So where do I start? Okay, I start with a taxiway. The aircraft has come all the way, and now it is taxiing. It will go either here or here. This is a short route, but sometimes what happens is that there is an aircraft already over here, so this aircraft has to take this short route and it go to the passenger terminal building. And obviously there is a control tower somewhere here. There is high expectation. There are other runways. There is a maintenance hangar. Hangar is a place where aircraft is being overhauled. It's being checked. It is being stayed if when not in flight. And this is the parking areas for the vehicles. Then there is, boarding walkways. This is the terminal building, circular in shape. So the aircraft is like here. So with this, I'll conclude my lecture 6. In lecture 6, we have covered 2 topics. One is the highway drainage. The other is just introduction of airport. So I stop here and hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Have understood very well. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Wish you all the best.